Instead of paying almost $4 for gas, how would you like to run your car on salt water? Now, it may sound crazy, but wait until you see what a local inventor has come up with that could change the world. And as Channel 3's Michael Mara shows us, that's not all he's trying to do.
Killing cancer cells is amazing, but John had also stumbled on yet another amazing breakthrough.
You have enough in there?
His machine could actually burn salt water. John Kansas discovered that his radio frequency generator could release the oxygen and hydrogen from salt water and create an incredibly intense flame.
Just like that. If that was inside a car cylinder, you could see the amount of fire that would be in the cylinder. I can put my hand in here.
Put your hand into the beam, nothing happens. Put in a fluorescent bulb and it lights up immediately. At the APV Company Laboratory in Akron, top engineers have checked out John's amazing invention and they were amazed.
And we saw it go up to 1,500 degrees centigrade, the temperature. And it's incredible.
This simple Stirling engine is running with the heat generated by the flames coming off that test tube. The fuel, nothing more than salt water.
Oh, that could be a steam engine, a steam turbine. Could be a car engine if you wanted it to be.
That's the true American innovator. Someone that is not looking for something, he just finds it.
This is the most abundant element in the world, water. And salt water is everywhere. And to see it burn actually gives me chills.
So imagine the possibilities. Salt water as the ultimate clean fuel, a happy byproduct of one man searching for a cure for cancer. In Erie, Pennsylvania, Michael Mara, Channel 3 News.
Wouldn't it be something if we could power our cars, our boats, even our houses with salt water? That would make a darn good story, don't you think? Well, I've come out to Florida's West Coast to see if it could be a reality.
When I visited John Kansas earlier this year, I wanted to talk about his work trying to find a cure for cancer. But before we got down to business, he wanted to show me something else that his machine can do. I scooped up some salt water from the canal behind his home and brought it into his garage where his radio frequency machine sits.
So I'm just going to take this water. How much do you want me to pour in?
All the way up.
All the way up to the top, okay.
He grabbed a paper towel and put it in the test tube to act like a candle wick.
So all that's in this test tube right now is the salt water I just took from your backyard.
Right.
And a paper towel.
Paper towel.
He put the test tube in the machine, then turned it on.
You got it? Pretty neat, huh?
The paper towel, amazingly, didn't burn. Kansas says in these experiments, the flame reaches a temperature around 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
See the bubbles boiling at the top of the water as it comes down.
He performed the same experiment 2 more times without the paper towel to show that the salt water can burn without anything else in the test tube.
The white there, see the steam coming out?
Kansas has shown the experiment to a handful of scientists around the country who claim they're baffled at watching salt water ignite. A chemist told Kansas that the energy released is in fact hydrogen, that the heat breaks down the hydrogen-oxygen bond in the water.
You could then take plain salt water out of the sea and put it in containers and produce a violent flame that could heat generators that do make electricity or provide other forms of energy.
May 16, 2007.
Engineers working with Kansas and Erie, Pennsylvania are trying to harness the energy. They've built an engine that, when placed on top of the flame, chugged along for 2 minutes. Kansas admits all this excitement was a stroke of luck. Someone who witnessed his work on the cancer front asked him if perhaps the machine could be used for desalinization.
This was just an experiment to try to see whether I could heat salt water. Instead of getting heat, I got fire.
So could this become an alternative source to creating power?
If I would be bold enough, I would probably guess that you can power an automobile with this eventually.
May have found a possible cure for cancer, and now he may have found a way to solve the world's energy problems as well. WSCE News Watch reporter Kelly Curran is live in the newsroom with details.
As if finding a possible cure for cancer isn't enough, John Kansas and his associate Charlie Burkowski have found a way to create energy by burning salt water with the same radio wave machine they are using to kill cancer cells. Kansas and Burkowski were testing their external radio wave generator to see if it could desalinate salt water, and they ended up being able to burn it.
On our way to try to do desalinization, we came up with something that burns. And it looks in this case that salt water perhaps could be used as a fuel to replace the carbon footsteps that we've been using all these years, i.e. fossil fuels.
The radio waves excite the salt water, causing it to burn and creating the perfect energy source.
Using salt water, or as you saw, we used man-made salt water, just took regular tap water, added salt to it, and got it to burn. So pretty much if you have water and salt, the biggest resources on this whole planet, I mean, unbelievable.
The potential uses are limitless. Fuel for cars, creating electricity, heating homes, and all with a resource that's unlimited and renewable. Kansas plans to continue his research and hopes that one day his invention will cure cancer and create energy from salt water efficiently.
If it helps humanity, it helps people out, and it helps the city and the county out in more jobs for this city, then I feel like I've done my part.
Now the question is, what will Kansas do next? Reporting live in the newsroom, Kelly Curran, WSCE News.